How did Civil War soldiers celebrate Christmas? I thought that might be an interesting thing to talk about here during the holidays. After the U.S. invaded Afghanistan following 9/11, casualties began to flow into Walter Reed Army Medical Center, and the orthopedic and neurosurgery services began to order a lot of EMG studies on patients with nerve injuries. As director of the EMG lab, I got into the habit of walking around the hospital early in the morning to take a look at the patients that we'd receive consults on to see what kind of studies might be involved and to begin to plan out the lab schedule for the day. I remember walking into the room of one young soldier whose left arm was in a bulky splint. He was struggling and fumbling with his good hand, trying to put together a model of an F-18. I put together a lot of model airplanes as a kid. He was a big muscular dude, a tough-looking young guy. But I remember walking out of his room thinking, he's a kid, just a kid, putting together a model airplane. Well, many Civil War soldiers were just kids too, especially the infantry. A lot of them were in their late teens, and like kids everywhere, they still looked forward to Christmas. Despite the abysmal living conditions, they tried to make do. It was not uncommon to find a scrawny tree stuck into the mud in front of a dog tent, with the tree decorated with whatever they could find to hand. Then they would take a rubber ground cloth and spread it underneath the tree and arrange parcels from home like presents from Santa. The mail wagon rolling into camp became a magical event. When Christmas Day arrived, they might go caroling around the camp, then rustle up some approximation of a Christmas dinner, maybe adding molasses to their beans and having salt beef instead of salt pork, then splurging on treats like fruitcake or gingerbread from the sutler. They did the best they could under the circumstances to celebrate the holiday. A remarkable event happened at Christmas time in 1862, about 2 weeks after the Battle of Fredericksburg. Rebs and Yanks on opposite sides of the Rappahannock River began to shout Christmas greetings to each other. One thing led to another, and soon they were floating little boats across the water to each other. The Confederates loaded their boats with parched corn, tobacco, and persimmons. They often attached a handkerchief as a makeshift sail and sent the little boats on their way. The Federals unloaded the treasure, then filled the boats with coffee, real coffee, not the kind of substitute coffee that was all too common in that day, plus sugar and pork and other treats, and sent the little boats back to the Rebs. This famous Christmas on the Rappahannock was depicted in the movie Gods and Generals. In the movie, they showed a Reb and a Yank carefully walking across the rocks to meet each other mid-river, then exchanging sips of coffee and puffs on a pipe. The Yank inquires whether the Reb might have a lame horse, and if so, would he like to trade it for General Burnside, an apt commentary on the Union generalship at Fredericksburg. Unfortunately, after the holiday was over, they went right back to trying to kill each other.